All right, here we are, Total Performance Sports for the last week, the last 8 days of heavy training. And then from there, slow taper off and get ready for leads. So, doing the Husafeld today. Still moderate numbers. I still got one more Husafeld training left. I'm going to do that probably in a week from now. And that would be my last really go again with Mr. Mike O'Connor's. But today I want to have a pretty good gradual base, so maybe somewhere around like 150 kilos, 330 for some decent runs, fast footwork. That's the goal. So yeah, time to go work. I don't get, doing max distance doesn't really normally get me out of bed, but it's time to go work. We have a heavy shield carry, 200 kilos, so 2 more trainings, put the work in. Let's do it. Doing a lot of work in. Put the work in. Always put the work in. If you're not putting the work in, say you're putting the work in. Just put the work in. Yeah, that Husafeld was very tough. Probably not even close to similar shape, not really to the shield that we'll be using, but still good practice, pretty good endurance. 40 feet for that, 40 meters or so for that last run. So I'll take it and on to the next. I'm going to finish up inside TPS, do some drags. Next time you guys see me, do some heavy deadlifts in the barn, in the basement. Let's get it. There's nothing like last deadlift day of the block before the contest. It's always the one that you want to really nail and get down. I think this group at Europe's Strongest Man, there's a lot of great pressers, but not as many great deadlifters. So I really want to finish this deadlift strong. So I'm working up to probably 94, 95% of the competition weight for reps, and I'm gonna give it my all today. So this is about 15 days out. So this is the Friday. So I leave, or the contest will be tomorrow, 2 weeks. So yeah, 15 days out. So let's get it. Let's rip it. Let's do some big axle deadlifts. And thanks to my wife, I'm wearing my Big Wiener Energy sweatshirt, even though I have a little wiener dog, little wiener dog. All right, don't get it twisted. All right, let's let it. Just.
Be the blood of the Englishman.
Hey, I'm back on. So on top of deadlift days, I was also doing an extra kind of carry day, a little more something I could do kind of statically, kind of not moving around, to kind of fit my barn setup. So I do these kind of extended holds. These guys saw me in some of the previous vlogs, but went to the heaviest on, I would say, these series. So worked up to about close to comp weight, about 425, and then did try to kind of extended carries. So I actually doubled up, almost working on those front carries. We're doing some assistance works for it about twice a week.
Seven, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22.
22? And then after deadlift day and carry day, I did a session the Saturday after, so 2 weeks out, doing my last kind of stone run. This is my stone run with Ed Eriks over at Tiny Barbell. Probably the only set I recorded and is a little lackluster. But just coming back from the bicep, being able to kind of get back in the series, I was pretty happy with the results. So only up from here.
Simple. I mean, it's a split jerk, so it basically isn't even like an overhead press.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Yeah,
It's so easy. Every single person that deadlifts sumo can deadlift 1,000 pounds. Everybody knows this. Yeah. You don't even have to train. I don't. Front row. I'm just gonna try out some frost zone smelling salts.
So now we're on the Monday, about 12 days out from the competition, my last heavy press day. Here, I started with the axle, so I worked up to 325 for 2 doubles, so only about 5 pounds off of comp weight. Just more, I did it by itself just because axle, working with the reverse grip, just want to get my bicep used to it and don't want to mix things up too much. But felt pretty good, and I warm up with usually kind of like muscle cleans and strict presses and work some power cleans in there, and then I start kind of my axle training. So 325 for 2 doubles, felt pretty good.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Stuck in Russian shows. Right. So it's a cool intersection of a lot of different kinds of athletes. So you want to run through the roster? I'm gonna let you try to pronounce this.
You let me fuck this up?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
All right, easy peasy money. We got Half Thor Buff does. We have so we have some really interesting names that I think most people may not be familiar with. These are Russian nationals who are truly incredible strong. Get invited to other major shows, and that starts with.
Maybe the blood of the Englishman feel like home. Maybe the blood of the Englishman feel like home. Maybe the blood of the Englishman.
So for the remainder of the workout, I decided to do the dumbbell, the safe press slash thrusters off blocks into log in its own. So I kind of get a little bit of a warm up at touch of the implements, and then I have two good sets. I was like two good competition sets where I do my Thomas inch, which is not too far off. I think it's 172 versus 198 in terms of dumbbell. So it's a little more dense compared to probably the cylinder that we're going to be using. So I always think it's good, useful practice. Anything more dense is usually more difficult. So hitting the dumbbell into the thruster. So one set I do double on the dumbbell. I do 3 thrusters and then around like 315, and then I think I do 3 Vipers at about 310. And then my last set, which is on this run, I just focus on just the thrusters and the log, and that was probably the best set of this block, where I do 320, about 320. I think I ended up doing 325, yeah, because I put 5 more pounds. So 325 for 3, and then 3 Vipers at 330, and I add in the strict press, so 7 total presses in a good amount of time. So yeah, of course, pressing's my thing. I'm really excited for the press medley. I would be lying if I said I wasn't, and it's the first event to start, so I can start off hot, and I can start off with my mantra, win the press, win the show. So if I can get a good run in, watch out. Candy's coming. The Italian Stallion is coming for you. It's coming. All right, let's stop. And then I did a few dumbbells. So I tried my sear. My sear is about 210, a little heavier than what we could be using in competition. So just thought I'd get a good single in there. And then I finished with a clean and 4 presses on the Thomas inch, just for a little work, especially when I'm a little more fatigued towards the end of the workout. And then I didn't get it on camera, but then I did my trusty floor presses and hit a nice PR. I think I did like 405 for 7 off the blocks. So good floor presses makes the triceps feel happy, and riding right along to the next day. Now, this is Wednesday, my last carry day and drag day, so thank you to Mike O'Connor for letting me come train at his place. Me and Mike are pretty close, we're only about 20 minutes to each other, which is nice, having a great training partner and a great friend nearby. So we did about a few runs at chain drags, and then also did some lighter kind of Husafell carry, just because I've already been kind of doubling up on Husafell carry throughout this prep. But I would try to really go really long runs, so anything over 40 or 60 meters was kind of the goal. So all the way down in his driveway and back. But thanks, Mike, for the ring footage. It looks pretty good.
Nice.
And to finish off the prep, so this was last Friday, about 8 days out from the competition, did some Tsunami bar work. So I did some strict presses first, and I did about 3 sets in terms of working on a little bit of that kind of dynamic movement. So just staying all in my glutes and kind of firing the head through every time. Really working on just trying to get some speed. I think I probably should have brought the bar out a little more so I wouldn't hit the the top of the blocks, but it's not a big deal. But yeah, felt pretty good. So I did about 3 sets there, and then I wanted to try something a little different. So I tried to do some Tsunami bar work, but I took something off of Mr. Grizzly, Collapse Grizzly. I'm not saying that right, but I'm a little fried because I'm traveling today. So I did some kind of the Xerxer shrugs. I thought that would be a good kind of conditioning just for my upper back. So it's something fun. I didn't do anything too heavy. It's something around like 250-ish, but I kind of felt that dynamicness kind of in my upper back, and also hopefully it will carry over to the drag. But just something fun, just something to try it out. Maybe I should have, looking back at it, I think it would have been a good one to kind of implement kind of throughout the training. Maybe to even do walks with it, kind of like the Xerxer walks with something a little more kind of dynamic like that in the Tsunami bar. But maybe for future training cycles. But I was definitely a fan. All right, now on to talk a little about the preview. So this is the Wednesday before the competition on Saturday. Of course, tickets are still available, so head over to giantslive.com/shows if you want to purchase your tickets or see live. But if you're watching it from home, Official Strongman is going to be where you're going to be able to watch the live stream. So let's go over the current roster. So right now we got the returning champ. We got Luke Stoltman, Pavlo Koriaka, the 2023 winner, Luke Richardson, the 2020 winner. Then we have the return of Mateusz Kieliszkowski. Everybody's pretty excited about that. Patty Haynes, great member to the roster. And then we have Ivar Schmarkstelis. We have Paul Dwyer, Rano Hainlau, Team Rano, Andre Foytu, myself, Andrew Flynn, and Andrew Flynn. So we have 12 guys. Oh, yeah, and, of course, the late addition of Gav Bilton. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good right now. There's also the new potential in terms of the mystery guest. So a mystery guest appeared today on the Instagram saying that there's a last minute mystery invite. A new mystery competitor has been confirmed. He is stepping up last minute to compete at Europe's Strongest Man 2025. We just couldn't say no. Can you guess who it is? So it has a British flag. So I'm guessing maybe someone from British, of course, from the UK. So we would think that if Tom wanted to hop in, they definitely wouldn't say no. I would be surprised if someone like Adam Bishop would jump last minute, but I would love to see Adam. Adam is a great competitor, great buddy. Other guys in the mix, do you really think someone like Eddie would jump in last minute? I don't know who do, but the one clue that I would think that for instance Shane Flowers would be a pretty good one because he did podium at England. He technically did earn an invite to Europe's, but he turned it down, and of course that's how Andrew Flynn got in there because Shane got second, and then Flynn would have been third. So they gave the top 2 guys, but then eventually they went down to 4th because Patty replaned Pavlo Nekonechi. So it's pretty interesting in terms of who this mystery competitor is going to be. So they're going to be 13 guys. But let's see if it's not guys from the UK, you would think that if Thor ever knocked on the door, who would that be, right? If Thor came down saying I want to do Europe's Strongest Man, they definitely wouldn't say no. So it's really curious. The one thing too is that it's a huge guy in it. I don't know if it's just in the picture that they're using, it's just a guy in the hoodie. Maybe that's supposed to be a clue. I'm not sure. But it's really interesting who he's going to be. So that kind of changes my predictions a little bit, especially if that person comes in. Are they going to be ready? Have they been training for it? It's been a secret. Maybe they've been doing a 12-week prep and no one really knows. So that's the big question. And I imagine I'll see them walking around the hotel either Thursday or Friday. So we'll get some idea who it is then. But in terms of predictions, I'm not going to go really deep. I know Big Laws always does a really good job. There's other accounts that do a really good job in terms of breaking down each event. The thing I wanted to say is that, like, of course, I'm always, every competition I'm shooting to do really well, always shooting for the top. This is my first competition, come from the biceps. So the biggest thing I can ask for is hit PRs, come out of the way healthy, do what I'm capable of, and I know I'll get a great result. Even if if I end up not being in the top 3, I'm still fighting for a World's Strongest Man spot, 4th, 5th, and 6th, 7th place. So every point matters, no matter what. So even if I'm not in the very top of the race, you're still fighting because there's a World's Strongest Man spot on the line. So no matter what, you got to keep going till the very end. So no stopping, no quitting. Then looking at the roster, everybody has like the great events for Pavlo, of course, minus the deadlift, but Pavlo's deadlift is doing better. We have Mateus. We've been seeing some pretty good training out of Mateus, but what package is he going to bring? He did pull out of the Arnold to focus more on the Europe, so is he going to bring a huge package? But of course, the deadlift being the piece. But like, for instance, if I'm not at the top and I had to guess who's fighting for the top, I think everybody's overlooking Andre Fortu. Andre Fortu is my black horse for this competition. I think he's the man to beat. He's the man to look out for. He's looking really good. Last year, he had a great run. He just, a couple mistakes cost him a podium, and I think he's only 1 year better. I think he's a great kid, great head on his shoulders. So he's been relatively quiet the last couple weeks, but I think that's for a reason. So my guess for the top spot, if it's not myself, Andre Fortu. But thank you guys. If you guys want to guess who the mystery guy is, put it down in the comments. Maybe I'll find some more insight in the next couple of days and let you guys know. Maybe not. Probably John's Live is going to probably tell us, but it would be pretty interesting. And they also came out with that announcement after April Fool's, so it's kind of a weird thing to do, but it's never been done. They've never done anything like this, so I'm really curious. But I'm going off the clues that they gave us, someone they can't refuse, and then they also have the UK flag, or the Great Britain flag. So I'm guessing it's someone from the UK, but we could always be wrong. So guys, thank you for always tuning in. Thank you for all the support. I hope you guys enjoyed the whole series of the road to ESM. I'm really excited to compete and really show everybody what I've been working for. This is the biggest package, the leanest package I've had at heavyweight. Sitting around 299, 300 every morning. So I'm really excited to put on a good show and to see everybody and just do what I do. That's the biggest thing I can ask for. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, tell all your friends, tell your mom and dad, and until next time, everybody, stay strong.